Hey everyone, welcome back to Now That's Interesting. Today we're diving into a beverage that's been around for thousands of years and enjoyed all over the world. Beer. We'll be looking at how it's made, its fascinating history, and the many varieties that exist today. So grab a cold one and let's jump in. Beer, at its core, is made from just four main ingredients: water, malted barley, hops, and yeast. But the brewing process is where the magic happens. Here's a quick breakdown. First, we have the malting process. Barley grains are soaked in water and allowed to germinate. This converts the starches into fermentable sugars. After a few days, the grains are dried and crushed into malt. Next, the malt is mixed with hot water in a process called mashing, creating a sugary liquid known as wort. The wort is then boiled, and hops are added for bitterness, flavor, and aroma. Once the wort cools down, it's time for fermentation. Yeast is added, and over a couple of weeks it eats up the sugars, producing alcohol and carbon dioxide. After that, the beer is conditioned to develop its flavor, filtered and finally bottled or kegged. Cheers to science! Believe it or not, beer is one of the oldest alcoholic beverages in human history. Archaeological evidence suggests that people were brewing beer as far back as 7000 BC in ancient Mesopotamia. In fact, beer was so important that the Sumerians had a goddess of brewing, Ninkasi, and even wrote down recipes for it on clay tablets. Fast forward to medieval Europe, and beer had become a staple drink, especially in monasteries. Monks were some of the most skilled brewers, perfecting the brewing process and creating the first recipes for what we now recognize as beer styles like ales and lagers. By the 19th century, thanks to advancements like pasteurization and refrigeration, brewing became industrialized. Large breweries could now produce beer on a massive scale and ship it worldwide. And that brings us to the modern age of beer, where innovation never stops. There are countless varieties of beer, but they all generally fall into two categories: ales and lagers. The difference? It all comes down to the yeast and fermentation process. Ales, like IPAs, stouts, and porters, are brewed with top fermenting yeast at warmer temperatures. They're known for their bold and complex flavors. Lagers, like pilsners and bocks, use bottom fermenting yeast and are brewed at colder temperatures. These beers are usually cleaner and crisper, but it doesn't stop there. Modern brewers are pushing the boundaries, experimenting with ingredients like fruit, spices, and even coffee. You've probably heard of sour beers, barrel-aged brews, and hazy IPAs. They're all part of the craft beer movement that's exploded in recent decades, and who knows what's next. With new brewing techniques and ingredients being discovered all the time, the world of beer is constantly evolving. So, from ancient Sumerian brews to today's wild craft beer innovations, beer has certainly come a long way. What's your favorite type of beer? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.